Thank you for joining me today for this quick demonstration on how you can collect donations from your customers right at the till. So when you log into Star Plus, go to the Associates tab and then down to the Donations editor. I have a couple of donations already set up, and I'm not going to go into all of the details on how to set things up. I'm going to go through some of the basics, but when you're ready to do this, you can simply go to F1 Help and open the help document right to the donation editor, and it'll walk you through every single step that you need to create what I'm going to show you now. It's not hard at all, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to cut out some of the small details. Okay, so back to the donation editor. I've already set up a donation for the American Heart Association and then also one for our local high school theater club. To do that, you simply click Add and fill in the details, and here are the fields that you would fill in. So since I've already got two created, I'm just going to simply walk through. So I have the American Heart Association, and let's look at the Orcas High School Theater Club. So I've said that I'm starting this. It started on April 1st, and it's going to go through the end of the school year on May 30th. I have this charity item barcode, which is explained in the help document. And then I've set a default value at the till for $1, as well as the receipt value. Now you can see here that the current balance is $5.11, but the total balance is $20.55. So what does that mean? I accept donations for the Orcas High School Theater Club annually as part of their fundraiser. So each year I try to collect money. And over the life of this event, I have collected $20.55. Under this current date time frame, I've collected $5.11. So you see both what you collected as of today under the new event and then what you collected in the lifetime of this event. So rather than create a new Orcas High School Theater Club event for each year, you can just create one, and then you'll always use that same one, just changing the dates from year to year. If I go to detail here, I will now see in the current time range what I've collected. So today, earlier, at 8 this morning, I collected $1, and then a little bit ago, I collected $4.11. If I want to see what I've collected over the lifetime of this donation event, I can click Load History, and then it will load all of the other transactions. So these are the date and time stamps for each transaction, the till, the transaction number, the amount collected, and then that barcode, that product code for this particular event. You can print this if you'd like. Okay, just a couple other things before we go to the till and watch this in action. You have this parameters button. I'll click that, and that allows you to enable the donations and then set the default value that you want for that particular donation, which I've set to 1. You also then have the option of including a custom value field. You have the ability to add these other 3 as well, so including rounding up to the nearest dollar, to the nearest $5, and the nearest $10. So now let's go to the register. Okay, let me scan an item into the transaction. And now when I hit a tender key, any tender key, and I'm just going to do cash, the first thing it's going to do is pop up any charity events that are available. And in this case, I'm doing both the Orcas Island Theater Club, and I'm also collecting money for the American Heart Association. So the clerk can ask the customer if they would like to help collect money for donations to either the Orcas High School Theater Club or the American Heart Association. In this case, I'm going to say that the customer says, "Oh, I'd love to help you with the Orcas High School Theater Club." The clerk then highlights that, presses F1, and that takes us to the screen where it asks whether you would like to donate $1, a custom amount, round to the nearest dollar, or round to the nearest $5. The customer says, "Oh, I'd love to give $1," and so the clerk highlights the dollar and then presses F1 to finish out the transaction. Now, let's go back into the donation editor for just a moment, and we'll go to Orcas High School, and we'll see the history with that new transaction for $1. And that is everything there is to know about the donation editor.